Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I'm Jason, your host. Now, a few people have brought up a couple of things recently in my comments, so I wanted to address this. First of all, and everybody should know this, what I do on my channel is not political. It is not a cover-up. It is not a backtrack or anything. It is not a career. The primary reason, 90% of the reason I do want to do these vlogs every single day for my entire life that I've been doing them since 2019 is because it's therapy. A lot of the stuff I talk about is going to be raw. A lot of the stuff I talk about is going to be politically incorrect. A lot of the stuff that I talk about is going to be weird stuff. Why? Because when I wake up, when I get up out of my bed, it's whatever the fuck is in my brain at that time. That's the first thing. Every single one of my videos is done primary, not for you, me, to connect me to something outside myself, to grab whatever's taking up space in my head. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I'll talk, you know me, I'll talk about anything from not safe for work stuff to political stuff to the latest games to just rambling about illness. It does not matter to me. And this is the next part to understand. When I've grabbed all this shit out of my head and thrown it at the wall on here, 99% of what I've just said in the last 10, 15, 20 minutes, I will not remember a single word. I will not remember a single. When I upload the fucking video, I have to upload the video as soon as I press the button, stop button. I have to press a button on there to upload it to YouTube. I have to write in a title. Because if I don't do it straight away, if I waited even 5 minutes, I wouldn't know what the video was about. That's an important point. And that's part of what makes this so good for me. It means no matter what's on my mind, no matter what's bothering me, no matter what's come up, it can be thrown out of my head and then I can function. You see, when I wake up in the morning, I can't have a wash. I can't go to the bathroom. I can't go downstairs until I've got rid of what's taking up the bandwidth in my head. Now, my points of view can change, and they can change on a dime. And usually, if I remember what I've said beforehand, I will say, oh, I was wrong. But sometimes my brain just says, hey, and just goes off. Remember, I don't plan. I do. I don't have a script. And everything I put on the screen goes straight on the YouTube channel within, as soon as he uploads, which takes between 1 and 3 minutes. This is why you will find videos in my past that don't have any audio. Because I've done the video and for some reason Windows or wherever I'm using at the time, I decided to change the audio input and I've done my fucking 20-minute video, 10-minute video and there's no audio. And what happens? Someone tells me because I don't check. And the reason I don't check is another reason. 2 reasons. My brain is very analytical. And I don't like it when it comes to certain things. When I first started doing this in 2019, I spent 30 hours repeating the words, hello and welcome to the edge of midnight, because that was what the original name I was going to give. Welcome to the edge of midnight. Your host. For 30 hours, I repeated that phrase. Recall. I played it back to myself. Sound right. And so, and again, for 30 straight hours, I couldn't stop myself. I had to order 3 different mics from Amazon, one after another, because nothing sounded right. And I didn't understand. I knew in my mind that what your voice sounds like inside your head and what it sounds like on there is different. But I couldn't accept that I sounded like that. After 30 hours, I was just so worn out, I just thought, fuck it, upload the video. If I ever listen or watch one of my videos after they've gone up, there's a good chance I'll take it down and obsess over it. This is why I have never learned how to do an intro, never learned how to edit the video, never learned how to do an outro. I know in theory how to do it, but I won't learn any of it. If I did, this wouldn't be therapy anymore. So when you see videos of mine, and I'm fine you pointing out if they couldn't contradict a video beforehand, but there's nothing that I'm doing it for thingy. It's just either new information has come in, which has changed my opinion, and yes, usually if that happens, I will say on the video, hey, I was wrong in this thingy. But other times, my brain is, I've woken up and my brain is saying, oh, all that information you grabbed last night, you better put it up right now before you forget it, before it goes elsewhere. And my brain is like totally focused on it, and then it just go off like a fucking engine full speed. So that's what you're seeing sometimes. Remember that 90% of this therapy, that's the main part, because this keeps me going for the rest of the day. Doing these vlogs keeps me going. This is why it doesn't matter to me whether I do 5 a day or 10 a day or 1, depending on what kind of day it is. But I never second guess myself on the videos, because it's never going to be a career. It's never going to be anything. There's a few people who watch you, enjoy it, and that's them. And I also love to connect for people and helps them. But primary point is to help my brain function the rest of the day. I think people forget that. And I guess that's my fault as well. But honestly, today I could say the sun was yellow, and tomorrow I could say the sun was purple. And as long as my brain believed that, I'd go with it. The sun is purple. Not quite purple, but you have a spectrum of colour. You just don't see it fully. Anyway, give me a sec. I've got to check that. Sorry. Colour spectrum of the sun. We're now seeing an example of what happens when my brain just fucking decides. So, Google colour spectrum of the sun. Of the sun. I'm not the only one who's been. So, okay. Okay, so the color spectrum. Yeah, it's purple. Yes. Purple, blue. Yep, 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 yep. Here's a breakdown of the colors. Okay, so booked. So ultraviolet, purple. You've got infrared, red. You've got other wavelengths with so yeah, yeah. And if you look at and if you Google a chart, you'll see purple, blue. Yeah, so purple, purple, purple. Solar radiation. Sorry, I got distracted by that. But don't never think I'm doing it to make things easier for me or so that I don't have to make say I'm wrong. I always, if I ever think I'm wrong, I'll think sometimes it just won't come to me. When the online bill first came out, I was actually quite impressed with it. My first look at it and my first actually experience of it myself on Discord and that, and having to put my use AI to check my age, it felt good, felt okay. But then, after I had done that video, I saw so many of the places around the world that I would usually frequent either banning IP addresses from the UK or trying to implement things that will cost them. I then saw posts about animators and artists around the world starting who will be basically punished for this because they'll have to thingy. And that bothered me. And then I started looking at how children who had never fucking heard of porn or not safe for work all of a sudden were interested in it because of the fucking bill that had just thrown it out there, and the entire country's generation of kids now know that what porn is, and they've turned it into a taboo subject. And what happens with a taboo subject with curious children? More fucking likely to go looking for it. Okay, yeah. So my stance on it is, after due consideration, yeah, I wasn't wrong. When I first looked at it and I saw the surface stuff, the basic stuff, as it affected me, that was still good. That actually was still good. But because I go by my experience and thingy, but as soon as I started seeing how this was going to affect everyone else over 2 days, it was like it. So first, my apology that I didn't actually point that out to the start of the video. I did. I just wanted to talk about it. I didn't. My brain was already in ninth gear and revving to go, so I didn't think it. That's the only reason it did. That happened. It doesn't usually happen. But yeah, I now understand that this is sucky for so many things that I enjoy. Because a lot of these places are small companies and small places who cannot afford the cost of ID systems. So that's one side where it's damaging everything. In the UK are going to lose access to a lot of places, unfortunately. And the other thing is, and I made a bullet point. I made a bullet point. I made a bullet point about it. Made quite a few points of it, basically, whereby, in my opinion, children are more at risk now than before. First of all, because they know a lot more about it. And anybody who's known children will know one of the problems we had with smoking when it was classed as taboo for children. It was classed as a bad thing. More kids wanted to try it. That's the same kind of downside there. Then you've got the fact that this entire bill was put together without asking any of the lead people in the actual adult website ecosphere. Didn't ask their opinion, didn't ask them how they would implement it, them how their feedback on what would work, what wouldn't, and proportional systems or anything like that. And the problem is, a lot of the adult stuff this is supposed to protect children from is going to move around. Is going to move into the dark web, the deep web. And unfortunately, well, children, well, not teenagers. You've got on one hand, you've got a system created by companies and all that. Or on the other hand, you've got motivated teenagers who will find their way around this system very, very easily, very, very quickly, and will go places that they shouldn't be going. Because from what I know, a lot of the adult places already policed and stopped kids going in. I mean, I know a lot of the places that I frequent, if they find out you're a kid or they find it, they remove you. They have the adult stuff there, but they don't have the check with this type of AI or all this kind of crap with you, because it's very easy to spoof those things. The cost versus the reward, especially for a form or an adult form or something that's free to use and doesn't make any money or anything, it's just a community of people together. This is a shutdown thing. Sorry, I'm rambling. Anyway, so I'll leave that there. Bye bye for now.